Welcome to The Author Show, where we feature new authors and books, from fiction to self-help and everything in between. You'll find it all at theauthorshow.com. That's theauthorshow.com. And now let the show begin.
Hi, this is The Author Show, and I'm your host, Linda Thompson. Before I introduce our guest, just a quick reminder that selected interviews are available on our iPhone app, which can be downloaded in the App Store, as well as on TV on the Roku channel and Amazon Fire TV. Our app name on all platforms is The Author Show. Today, our show takes a different twist, in that it is a true story that our book, Winning the War on Cancer, The Epic Journey Towards a Natural Cure, isn't so much about a cure for cancer as it is one daughter's fight to preserve her father's legacy. Daughter and author Sylvie Beljanski joins us today to share her story. Sylvie, welcome to The Author Show.
Hi, Linda. Thank you for having me.
Sylvie, will you please give us a quick overview of Winning the War on Cancer, the epic journey towards a natural cure?
Sure. So this is my story as I experienced it over the past 20, 25 years. On October 9, 1996, a SWAT team, the French army, came to my father's laboratory, who was a scientist associated with the Pasteur Institute in Paris. And they raided the laboratory and they destroyed everything. And at the time, I was a young lawyer working in a New York law firm. And I learned over the telephone that both of my parents had been arrested. So that started me, on an incredible journey, first to understand why my parents were the focus of such a vendetta from the French government. And then when I discovered that my parents were involved very much at the highest level with an integrative approach to cancer, I wanted to understand more why there was so much interest into wiping of the earth these discoveries that could make a difference for mankind. And from there, I decided to carry on this legacy and devote my life to continue this research. So the story is a story of the research. I take the reader with me with everything I learned about cancer and integrative approach to cancer, but also what it takes to overcome such a difficult situation when you learn that you are, alone, basically, against a government.
Wow. I'm not quite sure I know what to say here. So what prompted you to put pen to paper and write Winning the War on Cancer?
1998 was the 20th anniversary of my father's passing, and I thought it was time to look back and reflect on the incredible journey I had been through, and also to share, when I was still able of doing so, share this knowledge, this wealth of knowledge to people. I believe that there are so many people concerned with cancer that we need to know that there are natural solutions out there that are scientifically tested and can make a difference. So I try to explain that, in simple words, not to bury people into science, because I'm not a scientist. I don't have the scientific background. But how did I learn about the importance of this research and share it just as the same way I learned about it, by sharing the incredible story that I went through.
Wow. Sylvie, tell us a little bit about your father. Was he a medical doctor? Was he a researcher? What was his profession?
My father was a PhD in molecular biology. He got his PhD at the Sorbonne and went on to work at the Pasteur Institute for many years.
What actually happened that led to his arrest, and then what happened thereafter?
In the early 90s, former President of France, François Mitterrand, was diagnosed with advanced prostate cancer. The official doctor said, he was a goner and basically the country should prepare for early elections. But he had a mistress who knew about a good doctor, who knew about my father's products, and that's how the president started to take my father's products. And as we know, Mitterrand was able to finish his second term and even survive several months beyond that.
Very interesting. So your father did a lot of research in finding a natural cure for cancer. Was he successful?
Indeed, and that's what the root of the problems. If people are not successful, they are just accepted and then forgotten. But the problem was that he found a number of natural compounds that confirmed his concept that cancer may result from progressive and cumulative destabilization of the DNA. So he found natural molecules able to do exactly the opposite, to block the destabilized DNA. And since we have one DNA from head to toe, then the products are not specific to breast or prostate or ovarian or pancreatic cancer. They work on different cancer cell lines. That's the work that my father started to publish back in France, back in the 80s, and that now the Beljanski Foundation has been carrying on.
Wow. So, Sylvie, you mentioned before that you were an attorney when this was going on. Were you part of your father's defense? And how long did it take you to get a decision from the courts?
Well, my father, he never got a hearing from the French court, and that lasted for 2 years. So that's why we decided to take the case to the European Court of Human Rights, which took itself 4 years fight. My father did not see the end of it, but we won an unanimous decision, Beljanski against France. Yeah.
Well, what was happening with your mother during this time?
I got her to come to the States. I was born in New York. I was raised in France, but I was born in New York. So I am an American citizen. I was able to sponsor her for a green card and get her to come here and help me with the science. My mother also is a scientist. She has been working in the lab with my dad. And I really needed her input to be able to continue.
So are the products that your father developed available now?
Yes, they are. Back in the 90s, one of the first things we did was to make a notification to the FDA as new dietary ingredients. And they have been available as dietary supplements ever since then.
Sylvie, were you thinking of any particular type of reader while you were writing your book?
I first wrote for people with cancer or integrative in a natural approach to take care of themselves. And then as I was writing, I saw that it could also be of interest of anybody who is looking to how to make lemonade with lemons, how to make the most, of such a difficult situation when the only thing you know is that the French government is after you and can, apply to anybody who is the target of a government.
Are you still a practicing attorney, or are you on to something else now as a profession?
No, I mean, as soon as I started working on, my father's legacy, it became clear that it was such a big endeavor that I decided to start the Beljanski Foundation and serve the foundation as a full-time thing. So we are continuing the research programs. I'm giving lectures, conferences, and that's what I am doing now full-time.
I read that 100% of the proceeds from your book will be donated to the Beljanski Foundation. Will you please share a little bit more about that organization?
Sure. Thank you for this opportunity. The Beljanski Foundation is a non-for-profit who is sponsoring research programs, and we are doing partnerships with a number of prestigious academic institutions. So over the years, we have been able to work on prostate cancer at Columbia University, and then ovarian and pancreatic cancer at Kansas University Medical Center. We even had a clinical trial at Cancer Treatment Centers of America. All the research programs are published in peer-reviewed papers, and all the papers are available on the website of the Beljanski Foundation, which is Beljanski, BELJANSKI.org.
Do you have any plans to write another book?
I'm thinking of it, because what my book is about the science and my discovery of the science and my journey to continue to make the products available. But I also had another side of the story that I did not even touch into this book, which is what it takes to create a company here as a woman, as an immigrant. When you arrive in a new country, you are already almost in your 40s, and you have to start all over again. And people did not look at me seriously, and that was kind of another journey.
Winning the War on Cancer has won some very impressive awards. Will you share a little bit about those with us?
Yeah, I was very lucky to receive a number of very good critics and reviews. And the book has been on Amazon as a bestseller, #1 on cancer.
What would you say is the main message in Winning the War on Cancer that you would like readers to remember?
There is hope. That even, a cancer diagnosis is not a death sentence, that people can take care of themselves, that there are natural solutions, that they have to ask questions to their doctors. Why not using this? Why not using that? If the doctor says, no, don't take anything with chemotherapy and radiotherapy, ask for the research. Based on what are they saying such a thing? You have to make your homework. There is help. There are solutions. And I want also to say that based on what I have seen of all the people I have heard speaking of their cancer for the past 25 years, there is a big mind-body connection. And it is really important to take care of the toxicity which is surrounding us, including the emotional toxicity.
Given that your father's research and the products that came from that research are holistic and natural, do you think a lot of the backlash comes from the drug companies who don't see any way to profit from that?
Oh, there is a big part of that, yes. They're out there to destroy everything that could, take a market share out of their business. They don't want to hear about anything natural because that is not patentable. So you're never going to become very rich with something natural. But they don't want that to grow and to flourish. There is also, in my father's case, a combination of that, plus the fact that François Mitterrand had taken the products and that was giving a huge publicity to my father's research.
What kind of feedback have you received from readers of Winning the War on Cancer?
Oh, very good. I've been extremely pleased with, people are telling me that it's making a huge difference in their lives, and that's a book that makes a difference. I have Annie Brandt, who is a founder of Best Answer for Cancer, the Best Answer for Cancer Foundation, and she wrote, was a current cancer patient or caregiver, survivor, a researcher or physician. The information in this book is groundbreaking, exciting, and essential to know. That's exactly what I was hoping to convey.
Absolutely. So tell me, where can we learn more about you, and where can we purchase Winning the War on Cancer?
So you can go to the book website, winningthewaroncancer.com. You will learn more about me and where to find the book. The book was published with Morgan James, so it's available wherever books are sold, online and in stores. You can order them. So it's available everywhere. Just, order it. And if you order from the Beljanski Foundation, then all the money will go to research cancer, not just my author's proceeds. If you buy wherever, my author's proceeds are going to the research cancer. But if you buy from the foundation, it all remains to research.
We've been talking with Sylvie Beljanski, author of Winning the War on Cancer, The Epic Journey Towards a Natural Cure. Sylvie, I've really enjoyed talking with you today and want to thank you for sharing your father's story as well as your own with us. If you ever decide to write another book, or when you write another book, will you please come back and talk with us again?
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
President Nixon signed the War on Cancer into law in 1971. Some 45 years and several $1 billion later, it looks like we have lost the battle. Or have we? What if a natural solution had been there all along, but had just been overlooked by the pharmaceutical industry? Perhaps you'll learn the answer when you order your copy of Sylvie's book by visiting thewaroncancer.com. And please share this interview with your friends so that they too may become acquainted with our author. Whether you're an author who would like to be featured or a reader in search of new books, theauthorshow.com is a really great place to start.
Thanks for listening to The Author Show. Find out more about authors and their work at theauthorshow.com. theauthorshow.com. Tune in next time to another great author on The Author Show.